Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hey everybody. We are back for part 2 of the recreation of the pink petal nails. Okay? Alright, so in part 1, remember we started creating the petals, right? We started creating the petals. We took our thin craft wire. We wrapped it around the large, medium, or small object. We twisted. We bent. And created the flower petal. Okay? So that's what we did in part 1. Today, in part 2 of the video or the tutorial, we are going to fill in our petals, which means we are going to actually make the petal. We're going to form the petal. We're going to paint the petal. That's what we're going to do in part 2. Okay? So, what you're going to need for this part is your petals that you created, right? You're going to need UV resin. See that? I don't know if you see it. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's UV resin, okay? UV resin. This is what you need. You're going to need...
That's Major Clarkson now, but yes. I don't know how you did it.
2 pieces of wax paper. 2 pieces of wax paper. You're going to need your LED or UV light.
My God.
LED or UV light.
I lived up to its name.
One of the wax papers placed inside
You better come inside.
Of your UV light. Okay? Just place it inside. It's not going to hurt anything. Just place it inside. Trust me.
Imagine Carson,
The other piece of wax paper, place in front of you.
We'll have none of your cheek, thank you, Thomas.
Okay?
I'm very sorry.
You're going to need
I'm not a servant anymore.
2 polish colors, whatever colors you choose for your petals to be. I chose pink, light pink, and a mauve. All right? I have light pink and a mauve on my petals. So I have light pink and a mauve. And if you like these colors, this is my line, Liquid Glamour. And I do carry these on my website.
Where's Mr. Bates?
Okay?
Gone. Replaced by Mr. Lang.
So not all the changes were bad.
And that's the mauve. The mauve is color 52. And the pink is number 4. Okay? Let me see. You need your tweezers. Let me show them. Tweezers. And you need your wire cutters. All right, with that said, let's begin. So, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to dip petals for the thumb. Once I show you how to dip and create the petals for the thumb, you will use that same technique to do each finger. Okay? You will use the same technique that I show you for the thumb to create the petals for your pointer finger, your middle finger, your ring finger, and your baby finger. Okay? Same technique. So first what I want to do is I want to take some of my resin.
I can't possibly come. Really, Mama is encouraging me. It's not Paul Branson's fault.
I want to take some of my resin.
Well, I'm going up for dinner tonight, and I'm glad. Is that wrong?
Now,
Thomas, you can cover for no.
a little spiel
Okay.
before we start dipping the petals. Sometimes the petals do not want to create that little
That's how I put it with my hand the way it
inner
is.
bubble. It's almost like
Jackson's found me a place,
um
and I'm grateful.
when you stick the bubble stick inside of the liquid and you want to create that inner film before you blow, right?
Is everything under control?
That's the film that we're creating inside of the flower or the petal.
But what about you?
So I've got my resin, I have my petal, and I have my wax paper. So on the wax paper, we're going to create a little circle. I'm not going to say little. A generous circle of resin.
I'm sorry for me, Mrs.
Okay?
I'm not-
Then we're going to take the
I love this, and
petal,
there aren't many who can say
hold the
that.
petal.
I'm one of the lucky ones.
You can hold it with your finger
Fuses.
or you can hold it with the tweezer. I prefer the tweezer. To hold it with the tweezer.
Professional.
So what you want to try to do is you want to try to capture the resin inside the middle to create that bubble. And sometimes it'll work. This one did. So you want to quickly move it to your...
I never stopped touching it.
Do you know Sir Richard Carlisle?
Oh, it popped. That's why you got to move quickly.
And his fiancee, Miss Swire.
Okay?
Our uncle is-
So let's try it again. We're going to create the film.
What do you think Mary sees in him?
Oh, it popped.
It must be more than that. For you,
No worries.
not necessarily for her.
What's general?
All I'm doing is adding more resin.
Important.
And I'm kind of pouring it around in the middle.
Is there any chance it might be permanent and we can count you out of date?
There we go.
It would be such a relief.
I wouldn't.
So you will see that creating that film is not as easy as it seems or appears
Oh,
to be. But I promise you, if you keep dipping
Going to the front half.
it,
I made a mistake. We only wanted a mask.
Mary tells me you're in newspapers.
Well, I own a few.
if you keep dipping it,
Must be quite a responsibility at a time like this, you know, in a war.
I'm just putting something.
It's so important to keep people's spirits
Oh,
up.
sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to put something.
I need to keep my readership up.
I know what I need to
public
get.
spirits to government propaganda.
I'll be right back.
Now you've met Penny. I warn you, she has very strong opinions. You need have no fear where that's concerned, my dear. We're more than evenly matched.
Where are the spoons, Grace? Oh my God, I've forgotten the sauce.
Mr. Lang's been in the sauce. I'm about the toast.
Right, good.
Now, Mr. Lang, are you ready?
I think so. That's always the left, not ladies first.
No, just follow Mr. Carson. Start with old Lady Grantham, then his lordship, then just go on round. You must have done this before.
What's this that last
I don't think I ever knew that. Why didn't he just waste his...
Okay, sorry guys.
That's the way it's done on the continent.
I want my light to stay on while I start on the next petal. So this little object, it doesn't melt or anything like that. I just stick it in the light.
Thank you. Where did you see him?
The hospital. Seems he's working there.
Acting up.
I wonder how he wangled that.
There it is. Okay. All right, finally got it together. So, again, we're going to do, okay, so I did a, so for the thumb, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Thank you to already has.
Give that to me.
5 large petals. So I did 1, 1,
Mr. Lang, get the clock.
2, 3.
Everything will be fine. Edith, go with Branson and fetch Major Clarkson. I'll telephone and explain what's happened. Oh, what about my dress?
Okay, so we'll do 4, 5, yeah, 5 large petals. All right, so we're going to go on to the next one. What I recommend is just to leave your petals inside until you have formed all of them and give them all that last 60-minute cure. Okay? I mean 60 seconds. 60 seconds. I said 60 minutes. 60 seconds cure. So for that last cure, it's going to be 60 seconds, not 60 minutes, y'all. That's, yeah, no. Okay, so here we go.
Mr. Lang, you can clean up the mess.
I'll do that.
There's no need.
I don't mind.
I thank you. Mr. Lang, you better go downstairs.
Well, Clarkson's seen him. It's definitely not a heart attack, but he does need rest.
He's working much too hard.
Oh,
For a start, he's just got to let the maid serve in the dining room.
Quite right. There's a war.
somewhere else.
Even Carson has to make sacrifices.
This is not a good angle for me.
In front of a snake.
I don't understand it.
This is not a good. This is how the petal turns out.
Now he's a bundle of nerves.
See?
I heard what you said to Matthew about the regiment.
Everyone else knows what a fool.
This
I
is
made
how the
myself
petal
into.
turns out. You see the film in the middle?
Isn't that enough?
It is a whole petal. Okay?
Maybe it should be, but it isn't.
I'm trying to figure out. I may have to scoot this over here. Scoot this light over here. Because this angle is not working for me. Hold on, you guys.
You're not, are you? I've seen shell shock before, you know. They're just bloody good at it. My favourite brother as it happened. Now it's his favourite too. We sent him back and he's dead now.
They won't send me back.
I'm gonna as far as I'm concerned. You shouldn't be working yet.
Trust me, y'all gonna get so excited as the petals start to really form. All right, so
After work.
let's do our next petal.
I thought you'd gone up.
We're doing 5 petals for
It got creased.
the thumb. 5 large petals.
We can discuss the dinner another time. I'll say good night. Good night, Mrs. Hughes.
Good night.
Y'all, I'm saying watching a good series too. My sister told me about this series called Downton Abbey. It's kind of like Bridgerton, but not quite. But it's good nevertheless.
Let's hope my reputation will survive it.
It is interesting, I tell you that.
I gather it isn't too serious.
All right, so
My lady, I'll let myself get flustered.
now this part is time consuming. I'm gonna tell you.
You mustn't be too hard.
It's time consuming, but once you get all your petals done and start attaching them to your
I think
nail,
he found it all quite exciting.
so exciting.
Will we be seeing a lot of him?
I don't know. Maybe.
And Captain Crawley?
It was so funny because I'm about to talk to y'all now. I had to push myself to do my video today.
May I give you one piece of advice, my lady?
And
Tell him what's in your heart.
what pushed me is that the devil tried.
Let him know.
The devil
He
tried.
was killed, and he may be. You
The
won't.
devil knows what you are trying to
If you don't tell him, you could regret it all your life long.
And what about Miss Swan?
move to that next step in your life.
This Swire, as if any man.
And instead of making
Swire to you.
the pathway smooth, when I tell you
Oh, I'm
every
sorry.
obstacle,
I didn't know you were in here.
every obstacle,
Carson's being boosted.
employment, family, friends, health, it will all come like Almost like a tornado.
What about you, sir? What did you do before the war started?
But I say this to you.
I was up at Oxford.
Push
But I
the
did
mother
farm,
suck through it. Hear me?
farm, and shoot,
Push through it.
and hunt, and fish.
Because the universe has something
Anything I
great
do again.
waiting
You
for
don't
you.
know that, sir, without cases of gas.
I
powers,
guarantee
know.
you.
Rare cases. And much sooner than this.
Take your
Doesn't
paddle.
have to be lied to, you know.
You're going to swipe. I find it easier to swipe
And I've
from
got
back to
this
front.
knowledge. I better go.
What's
Where's
going on
Rosamund?
here?
She's with your mama. Trying to talk her into the idea of Sir Richard.
You don't sound very enthusiastic.
Are you?
Can we
Oh,
stop for a
shit.
minute?
This one popped.
Don't tell me you're tired.
I'm not tired, I'm hot.
Okay.
This tweed is too thick.
Do it again.
It looks more suited to shooting than walking.
I had it made for the weekend. I didn't know there was a difference.
It doesn't matter.
That's like the rich who say
So
that-
they will pop. You'll get them in. You be like, oh, I thought I had my bubble.
I
Ain't
know
no
you
nothing
don't
be
care
there.
about our silly rules.
Just
The
do it
rules are
again.
clear on that score.
That's all.
You make me sound rude. And I hope I'm not that.
All right. So we almost finished the 5 petals
I'm sure you could help me.
for
But I'm not ashamed
the
of
large
being
flower
medical
on the
stuff
thumb.
made man. I'm proud of it.
Is the point of all this to test me in some way?
1, 2, 3, 4,
Maybe.
5,
Are you shocked by my
6
bold
medium ones.
modern values?
Oh, Sir Richard, you flatter yourself. It takes a good deal more than that to shock me.
But Mama, who do you imagine is out there with more to offer?
I'm not a romantic. I should hope
And we'll go over it one more
I think we all
time.
concede that the heart does not exist solely for the purpose of
Ah.
pumping blood.
It
That is
pops.
charming,
Okay.
especially from you.
No problem.
But Mary seems
Just
to have
wipe it again.
blotted her copybook in some way. So she needs a suitable marriage that
Okay.
will mend her fences.
Well, how do we know Carlyle is suitable? I mean, who is he? Who'd ever heard of him before the war?
Sir Richard is powerful and rich, and well on the way to a peerage. Of course, he may not be all that one would wish, but Mary can soon smooth off the rough edges.
Well, you should know.
What do you mean by that? Marmaduke was a gentleman.
All right.
Marmaduke
So
was the grandson of a manufacturer.
we
She
have
was the daughter of a baronet.
Maybe. But they were no great threat to the
filled in all 5 petals by now.
The point is,
You took your wire shape.
deficiencies.
You spread some resin, UV resin,
How can
on your wax
such a
paper,
little blunt piece?
and you pour from back to front to create the bubble.
You must be aware of its vagaries.
Okay?
Things can't be
So that's where we are
I think
right now.
your best interests at heart. Who's Jack?
And we have 1,
My younger brother.
2,
He means to replace me.
3,
It's what he's always wanted. Yeah. Well,
4,
I'm sorry.
5.
I must bore you. Don't let him walk all over you. Gotta fight.
Large petals. So we're going to dip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You're not a victim, don't
medium
worry.
petals. Okay?
You know what you told me.
1, 1, 2, 3,
I always believe you. But you shouldn't leave me.
4, 5, 6 medium petals and 1 little petal.
Push me around.
1 little teeny petal. Okay?
How? Why are you different?
So let's
Never mind.
start. Put the large ones over here.
Look, I don't know if you're gonna see it again or not.
Ooh.
But I do know you have to fight back.
Ready? Medium petals. We are dipping 6.
I assure you I get a great deal more than that.
Can't. You wouldn't.
I didn't say I was merely reminding you it was in my power.
Lady Painswick.
The Lady Rosin.
I'm sorry, I'll get these things sorted out before too long.
It's not important.
Your squire and I were just talking about old times.
Happy old times, I hope. Will you forgive me? I want to write some letters before dinner.
Let's have a rest. We've earned it. Oh, she's going for a glass. I don't suppose you can drink out of a bottle, can you, my lady?
I wish you'd call me Edith. And of course I can drink from the bottle. Would you like me to teach you to drive?
Not much. Then you wouldn't come here no more. Although that wouldn't matter to you.
Why do you say that?
You're pretty and clever and fine. You're from a different world.
Something wrong?
No, just having a break.
Because you want to get into town to fetch the bone meal. And be back in time to feed the cows before it's dark.
We're on
They can
number
always have a
3.
midnight feast.
Greg do 4.
That's
So
it.
this is number 4.
That's
And then
right,
we
sir.
have
You
2
move the
more.
stick fast enough, you don't have to slacken your pace.
And check the width of the space as well as any possible obstruction.
Okay.
Lieutenant Courtney.
And you can say, how's all this
Making
gonna
good
be?
progress.
Don't worry about it.
So you'll be
Don't
pleased to
even
hear
worry
that
about
they've
it,
agreed that
sweetheart.
It's time for you to continue your treatment elsewhere. At Farley Hall. You're not ill anymore. All you need is time to adjust to your condition. And the staff at Farley can help with it.
But so, these two are helping me here.
Nurse Crawley and Corporal Barrow are not trained in specialist care.
Please, don't send me away. Not yet. So surely we...
All right.
Lieutenant, you must know that every one of our beds is needed for the injured and dying from Paris. Corporal, I'll see you in my office.
Sir, I only meant to say that Lieutenant Courtney is depressed.
I will not leave wounded soldiers freezing or sweating under canvas because one junior officer is depressed. Yes.
I thought you may want to know what I think.
Why should I? Nurse Crawley, I may not be your social superior in a Mayfair ballroom, but in this hospital, I have the deciding voice.
Ooh. Y'all hear that? He has this deciding voice.
Please help him prepare his belongings. He leaves first thing in the morning.
Okay.
Anna and Ethel will wait at the table and I will supervise. What's wrong with that?
Nothing, except that it's how a chartered accountant would have his dinner served.
I can think of worse
Oh,
things.
Mr. What's his name? Mr. Crowley is not feeling
I
good.
don't want Lang allowed anywhere near it. Oh, Mr. Bates, where are you when we need you?
Mr. Bates.
Can you bring me the wine ledgers and I'll make a selection?
His lordship's already done that. Just try to rest.
To rest, or to feel redundant?
Both, if it'll slow you down for a minute and a half. The world does not turn on the style of a dinner.
My world
Now,
does.
the last one, which is the little baby flower
What's your name, Miss Swire? What?
petal.
Miss Swire. They were in the garden when I came back from Mama's.
I suppose they met in London.
Would you like me to come back later, my lady?
No, come in. I was just leaving.
How's Carson getting on?
Oh, much better, my lady. Mrs. Hughes is having a job keeping him in bed.
He gave me some advice last night.
Oh, yes?
Okay.
Was it good advice?
Now, this is our
It was about
last cure, full cure,
I should say what I
60
really
seconds in your life.
Sounds a bit wild for Mr. Carson.
Do you think he's right?
Well, they do say honesty is the best policy. And I think you regret being honest less often than you regret telling lies.
So, I hope you guys are enjoying. There are pictures of the pink petal nails on my Instagram, liquid_glamour7. All right, so we have all our petals created.
You must have smuggled a
So,
razor into his
second step,
There was nothing to be done.
you need
We don't know that.
This is a tragedy, I don't deny it. But I cannot see
A
what
brush.
course was open to me. We have
Kinda
no
thin
means
brush.
men to convalesce here, and Flatley is the nearest house I can send them to.
I'm gonna take my
There is a solution.
light pink and my mauve,
Downton Abbey.
number 4 and number 52,
Or even
and I'm gonna put a little on my wax paper.
After this, I think they can be made to. But Sir Richard, you don't have to.
Richard, please. You see, I want you to marry me.
Okay.
Why?
Because I think very highly of you.
Very high.
So my pink is down, and I'm gonna put my mauve.
I think we do well together. We could be a good team.
Now that sounds better. But I can't help thinking tradition demands a little mention of love.
Oh, I can talk about love and moon and June and all the rest of it if
Okay.
you wish. But we're more than that. We're strong.
All right, so
And we can build something.
we're gonna
worth
take
having
our
if
petals.
you let us.
Your proposal is improving by leaps
We're gonna put our wax paper back inside of
You
our
must give me some time,
light.
but I promise to think about it properly.
Okay.
I'm counting on it.
We're gonna take our petals. I had to paint with my right hand because that's my dominant hand. So, whatever color you want to be your base color, you do that one first. I want the light pink to be my base color. So I go in and I just paint the petals. Just paint your petals.
Our ladyship had Mrs. Papwell make this up for you, so you can eat something during the day.
Oh, Matthew. I'm afraid I'm very busy, as you can see.
Listen, I just want to help.
Okay. And then you stick it inside the light.
No. No, it's more savage and more cool than I could have imagined, but I feel useful for the first time in my life, and that must be a good thing.
And you do all the petals the same way. You're going to paint them with your base color first.
So you wouldn't go back to your life before the war?
No. No, I can never get back to that again. The video?
And I just keep them all inside the light until the last one.
What's the matter? Are you looking for Matthew? I was, but it's not important. Tell me what it is, please. He has to go a day early. Tomorrow morning, in fact. Only to meet his general,
Huh?
surely. Not back to France.
But he must go back one day. I can't stop thinking about what I'd do if anything happened to him.
I know he'll be all right.
No, you don't. None of us do. We say that sort of thing, but we don't know. If he died, I don't think I could go on living.
Let's do it.
Excuse me. Lavinia's a bit upset.
She's awfully cut up that I have to go early. It's only to Coventry. It doesn't sound too dangerous. If you're looking for Mother, she's at the hospital. I've just come from there.
Actually, it's you I came to see.
Oh, how can I help?
Mary, can you stay for luncheon? I can't. But thank you.
So what was your mission?
Just to say, we hope you're still coming for dinner tonight.
Certainly we are. Why wouldn't we?
Sure? It'll be your last evening.
Why? Any more?
Of course I want you. Very much.
I'm sorry you've had a wasted journey.
Not at all. I needed an excuse for a walk. See you at 8.
I thought that you wanted me.
Just need a word with you.
If it's about
She didn't decline him. And now as soon as he find love, now she want
I
him.
understand that's the way
Haha.
for good.
Yes. I believe that's true.
So I was hoping we might be able to see a little more of each other.
That's how it is, though.
Mr. Mosley,
They don't want you until you belong to somebody
I tell you,
else.
this is a real compliment.
But it's not going to happen.
No. You see, if you had a child and that child was taken from you, if the child was sent to the moon, there'd never be one day when they were out of your thoughts. No one moment when you weren't praying for their welfare, even if you knew you'd never see them again.
Well, that's you, Mr. Bates.
That's been Mr. Bates. But thank you.
I dropped it, but I didn't mess it up. Thank goodness. Okay.
Kept you too long. You better get back.
I told you this is the longest process right here.
Let's invent some tasks.
The petals.
We don't need for you to cook.
Creating the petals.
Inventing, please.
I will. Because I'd hate it if you were to stay away.
Excuse me.
So would I. I'd absolutely hate it.
Can't believe I've done that.
I'm awfully glad you did.
Love me throwing in the towel.
Only if they give me the key.
Fold it in, don't slap it. You're making a cake, not beating a carpet. Oh, sorry, Your Lordship, I didn't see you there.
It's quite all right, Mrs. Patton. I wonder, is there somewhere we could have a word?
Why not go into my sitting room?
Please sit.
All right, I'm finished
I do have some
painting
news from my nephew. I telephoned the War Office and they've just come back.
all of the large petals. The
He was dead all along. I said
full
something to
coverage.
Sister Kate. I said, he's gone and you'll have
So
to
the
fix
light
it.
pink, I painted all of them light pink. And I'm going to do the same for my middle size petals.
Private Philpotts was shot for cowardice on the 17th of February.
Oh my God.
This explains why the regiment was reluctant to supply information. Mrs. Hughes, could you come in, please? Mrs. Patmore has had some bad news. Her nephew has been killed.
He never has.
And that's not all. It is all, Mrs. Patmore. Let us make sure it is all. Your sister needs to know no more than this. We cannot know the truth. We should not judge.
I think it's a ridiculous idea. Why? Because this is a house, not a hospital.
Granny, a convalescent home is where people rest
Okay.
and recuperate.
But if there are relapses, what
So I got the first 5 petals, which is going to be the large flower.
Tremendous disturbance if you knew how
Yay!
chaotic this is.
But when there's so much good can be done, I forbid it. To have strange men prodding and prying around the house.
It's your petal.
Nothing of pocketing the spoon.
So the next thing we're going to do,
I hesitate to remind you.
I was going to do the
And we will make the decision.
the medium sized one, but what I'm gonna do is go ahead and do the
I see.
so
now I'm an outsider.
the shading.
Since you put it like that, yes.
I'm gonna shade these so you can see how that looks as
At
well.
the hospital today.
Okay.
At the
So
front,
you're gonna take it, hold it with your tweezer.
the men pray to be spared, of course. But if that's not to be, they pray for a bullet that kills them cleanly. Too many of them today, that prayer had not been answered.
We'll eat in about 20 minutes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna dab a little
To spare for a poor traveller.
of the mauve or the darker pink,
Pinch me.
and I am going to
Like a real soldier?
I am a real soldier.
just blend it up.
Come and give me a kiss.
We'll have none of that.
Why don't you let a Tommy kiss his sweetheart, Mrs. Patmore, when he's off to fight the Hun?
Have you finished your training?
Not yet, but it won't be long now.
On the eve of departure, we'll see, but right now, put her down.
You see? You're just gonna shade it in the middle a little bit, okay? And so
William, what a treat to see you. And how smart you look.
you're gonna lay it back in your lamp
I'm just going up to clear the dining room.
Shall I help?
Of course not.
and cure,
You're in the army now.
okay? So you're gonna do that for all 5 large petals, okay?
I can't pretend I am.
And do the same thing.
Like a metal cog is part of a factory, or a grain of sand is part of the beach.
It's all right, Mr. Lang, I understand. And I'm not saying I'm important or out like that. But I believe in this war. I believe in what
Shade
we're
it
fighting
in the
for, and
middle.
I want to
I
do
mean,
my
shade it
best.
at the base. Bring it on up.
Think God help you.
Edith seems jolly tonight.
She's found her métier. Farm labouring.
Don't be so tough on her.
That's like asking the fox to spare the chicken.
What about you? Last time you told me good news was imminent.
Would you be happy if it were?
Of course. I've found someone now. I want you to do the same.
All right.
If you're taking another minute to make up your mind, sir, we'd all have marched over the cliff. And I'll tell you something else as well.
William's got more to say than a parliamentary candidate. What's the matter?
I know it's my fault, but I wish I could let him think that we're like sweethearts. Because we're not by my reckoning anyway.
Too late for second thoughts now, Miss A. You don't have to marry him when it comes to it. But you can't let him go to war with a broken heart. Or he won't come back.
What a time we've had. Poor Sir Richard must have thought he'd come to a madhouse.
I don't expect it'll put him off.
I'm going to accept him. Do you think I should?
That's not for me to say. If you love him more than anyone in the world, then of course you should.
It's not as simple as that.
No? It is for me. But then I'm not your ladyship.
Did you love Biggs more than anyone else in the world?
I did. I do. I'll never love again like I love him. Never.
Well, there you are then. One day you'll meet someone else and you'll marry. Perhaps it'll be second best, but it doesn't mean you can't have a life.
I think it does. For me.
Are you sure you should be doing this, Carson?
Okay.
We managed very well with Mrs.
And so again, I just wanted to reiterate this also. This is a recreation. I saw one of my favorite nail artists that I follow, Long Hair Pretty Nails. She recreated this from a picture she saw from the original creator. The page was the IG page is Dreamy Little Nails. So I recreated this this pattern or this nail design, and I love it. I've gotten crazy compliments on it, and I hope you guys have as much fun creating this set as I have.
We must try to meet it with as much grace as we can muster.
It is it takes some time. However, trust me, the way I did one finger at a time. So I created all the petals for the thumb, then the pointer, then the middle, then the ring, then the baby finger. To me, it went faster. It still took some time. Like, this is not like a, you know, people say, well, I don't want to be in a nail salon more than an hour. It should only take an hour to do my nails. Do. Well, I say for you to tell them this. It's a lot of other nail technicians out there. I take my time. When you leave me, you'll have a product that I'm proud of, more so that you are proud of. Okay? So you pay your money, you want a product that you go out and people look at your nails and be like, woo, what? Okay, so that's what you want.
You would not, I imagine.
So you want to take your time
What these men will need is rest and relaxation.
and
Will that be
do a
achieved
fabulous
by
job.
mixing ranks and putting everyone on edge?
Let this cure one more time, and then I'm going to show you how to assemble.
Oh, don't look at me. I'm very good at mixing. We always dance the first waltz at the servants' ball, didn't we, Carson?
It was an honor, my lady.
It's a lot to ask when people aren't at their best. I'm searching for Lady Mary, Carson. Will you tell her I'm in the library? Don't loiter, Edith.
After I finish my tutorial, I'm going to quiet my mind for a little while. I'm going to go into my meditation. I'm going to say my mantra. I am going to listen to my vibrational music.
I'll get you the money.
I'd like to thank you all for your work this morning.
It's so strange to see the rooms converted into dormitories.
So good. It was wrong for our life to chug along as if the war were only happening to other people. How will it be though?
Because I've been going through the same thing all my life.
I'm sure
They don't like me. She don't like me. He don't like me.
Thank you, Miss O'Brien.
There's nothing I can do about it. I'm getting ready to turn 53 years old, God's will. And so if he, heard them, those,
So what? One knows lots of people in London.
I don't know many people who.
I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing.
Aunt Rosamond said herself she didn't know.
So
what
that's
to
your petal.
I still think it's a peculiar
See
way
it?
for a gentleman to speak to a lady.
See your
At
petal?
least you think him a gentleman.
The point is to
But
know-
wait until you place it on your nails.
I'm not sure it matters much to me.
Well, I'm really up to London to stay with the
Okay,
rest
so
of
we're
the
going to
people.
keep going,
I
okay?
have Lavinia.
You sound as if you're going to gobble her up.
If only we could.
We're going to keep going.
But where are they going to?
So you're going to do the same process that you did for these petals.
So, am I running the canteen now?
You're going to do the same process
Time off between the end of his training.
for the medium petals and the small petal. All right?
But he wants to come here for his last night.
You're going to do the same process for the medium petals and the small petals. And once you get your petals painted and tinted, I want you to then
Come in here.
I want to say goodbye. What's wrong with that?
I suppose it's something more. Suppose he's got plans.
that's right. We're going to stop right there.
When it happens. And mind
Dip your petals
no. Go and
in the
get
resin.
it before I grow old and die.
Dry them. Paint them with your full coverage, whatever color you want them to be. Tint the base of them. Just tint it like you were doing an ombre. Okay? And that is the end of part 2. We'll be back for part 3. All of your petals should be created by then. Okay? All of your petals should be created by then. Thumb, pointer, middle, ring, and pinky. So when we come back tomorrow, I want to have all your petals dipped and painted and tinted. Dipped, painted, and tinted. All right? I'm glad you guys hung in here with me. I hope you enjoyed it. If you are enjoying this series of this tutorial, please like, comment, and share. Make sure you go to my Instagram page where you can take a snapshot of the nails there. That way you have a picture to go by. Liquid_glamour7. Okay? And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for the love. Mwah. Love and best kisses and wishes. I hope you have a wonderful evening.